Now that you know what to expect at the University of Cincinnati's Undergraduate Scholarly Showcase, and you've learned about scholarly research, let's talk about preparing your presentation. We can all recall a great presentation that we've seen, one that captures our attention and leaves us thinking about it for days. To develop an excellent presentation for the Undergraduate Showcase, you should think of yourself as a storyteller. Here's a story arc. Every good story begins with a hook that captures our attention. We are then introduced to the setting and various plot elements in a way that is relatable and intriguing. As the plot unfolds, tension emerges, and through the action of the characters, the tension is resolved. But how do you convert your scholarly process into a compelling story? Well, the scholarly process boils down to purpose, process, and outcome. And those three components fit nicely into a story arc, where you hook your audience with the big picture purpose of the project, turn your process into a plot, and present the outcome as a resolution for your audience. There are various ways you can use your big picture purpose to develop your hook. You could invite the audience to imagine something that your work could help create, or take them to a place and time. You could introduce relatable characters, or present the problem using illustrative data. Whichever approach you use, it should lead nicely into your specific question or goal. Next, you will want to orient the audience to the subject matter and the setting. These are your plot elements. Describe the information you were looking for, how you gathered it, what you did with it, and any challenges you encountered along the way. Now you can bring it home with the new knowledge, understanding, or innovation that emerged, relating the achievement back to the big picture relevance, and speculating on what might come next reinforces the importance of the work. Now that you know how to shape your story, let's talk about building your presentation. Whichever presentation format you're using, your goal is to deliver your key message to as many people as possible. Remember, at this multidisciplinary event, presenters are expected to frame their presentation for a multidisciplinary audience. You should avoid jargon and emphasize the big picture purpose so that a variety of audiences will understand your content. Poster presenters can achieve this by taking a billboard-style approach, that is, by turning their title into a giant take-home message that communicates their outcome at a glance. They may also use a QR code that links the audience to additional details, such as a detailed procedure, additional figures, or a complete list of citations. For audience members who stop for a conversation, presenters should be able to provide the purpose, process, and outcome in about 5 minutes, leaving plenty of room for questions and conversation. Overall, posters should signal the topic, highlight key points, and convey relevant images in a clear and aesthetically pleasing poster that measures no more than 4 feet wide by 4 feet tall. The easiest way to build a poster is using software like PowerPoint, Google Slides, or Adobe Illustrator. Change the slide dimension to the size of the poster you want. Insert squares to create subsections on your poster. Some recommended sections are background, methods, results, and citations. Add in text, images, and other elements you might need, experimenting with layout and considering the balance and flow of your poster. For more assistance creating a poster, attend one of our presenter prep sessions. Use this QR code to access UC branding files you can use. Here are some example posters from previous years. When creating slide presentations, it's important that you don't overwhelm your audience with content. Limit your use of text. Use other elements like photos or shapes and color to make things clear and visually engaging. Be sure to cite sources and label figures. For images, Use free open source platforms like Creative Commons to avoid copyright issues. Remember that informative, jargon-free titles appeal to broad audiences. For podium presentations, students have 8 minutes and so can use multiple slides. There is no slide limitation, but presenters commonly spend about 1 minute per slide. For pre-recorded presentations, students will create a 5-minute presentation using the software of their choice. Presenters should write a script and record themselves presenting their slides in PowerPoint or on a video conference software like Zoom. Then save the recording as an MP4 file and upload it to YouTube. Edit the captions to ensure they're correct and email the link to ugresearch@uc.edu. We will post the videos on the Showcase website for evaluation. Slides you might want to create could include background information, research question, relevant photos, helpful graphs, and key findings. Scan the QR code to view the previous year's pre-recorded presentations. Presenters in the Capstone competition can use only one slide aside from their title slide. The image should convey something they want the audience to remember. Since these presenters have just 3 minutes, they should focus their attention on the audience and refer to the slide when making their points. Here are a few Capstone slide examples, and you can see previous year's Capstone competitions by scanning the QR code. Whatever your presentation format, remember that you are a storyteller, and your visual aid is there to support your story. Presentations are evaluated on a scale of 1 to 5 for a variety of criteria. Now that we've covered preparing presentations, be sure you've watched our Part 2 video, What Qualifies as Scholarly. Plus, sign up for a presenter prep session. If you're feeling stuck, talk with your project advisor or reach out to the Office of Undergrad Research with questions or concerns. Scan the QR code to find more information about the showcase, including prep videos and prep session signups. Looking forward to seeing you and learning about your important work at the showcase.